Toronto Police Homicide today laid 2 first-degree murder charges in the 2 outstanding murders of 2 Eritrean women. The first, that of Nighisti Semret, who was stabbed viciously to death in October 2012. Next, the murder of Rigat Ghirmay, who died sometime at the end of May in 2013 in a related homicide. Detective Gary Giroux of Toronto Homicide announced today that 42-year-old Adonay Zekarias, also from Eritrea, has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the homicides of these 2 women. Important in this case is the fact that the accused, Zekarias, the 2 victims, Ghirmay and Semret, are all refugees who've come from Eritrea. Eritrea, a small country in the Horn of Africa that's known for abuses, terrorism, and is very war-torn. Police believe Zekarias and his first victim, Semret, both knew each other from living together in a transition house when they both came over here as refugees. It's also alleged that Zekarias' second victim, Ghirmay, was a friend of his who supported him and tried to help him living here. In the first murder, the murder of Nighisti Semret, which occurred on October 25, 2012, Zekarias stalked her and followed her on a shortcut between Ontario Street and Bleecker Street, where he viciously stabbed her to death. Police at that time guessed that he would have bloodied up his hands and cut his hands while he stabbed her with a 26-centimeter long blade, of getting cuts on his hands and on his arms. Those cuts would prove to be his undoing, as while he bled, he transferred his DNA. Nikki scratched him and got his DNA underneath her fingernails. A good Samaritan who battled him with an umbrella got his blood on the umbrella, and the blood was even transferred to a bag that Nikki was carrying. It was this DNA that would eventually lead to his charges. Detective Giroux was quick to point out the excellent work done by the Center of Forensic Science. Without their work on the blood, this case may not have been cracked. He highly praised their excellent work, as did Detective Gray later in the press conference. Homicide Detective Pauline Gray then updated us on the case of Rigat Ghirmay, whose body was found on the 24th of May of this year in a garbage dumpster, with her body stuffed, dismembered, into suitcases and into a backpack. DNA was crucial to solving this case as well. First, to identify the dismembered body of Rigat Ghirmay, and secondly, to match up the DNA from the accused as being the same DNA that was found under Nighisti Semret's fingernails. The police are asking you if anybody saw any movement of this man between May 17th and 24th with these suitcases to call the police. They still want to understand the motive for this vicious crime, and the Eritrean community is not coming forward and speaking. They need the community to speak. If you can help, call Homicide or call anonymously Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Help the police to convict this man on these alleged crimes.